Guys, my most viewed video on this channel at time of recording is on Ange Postecoglou. It's titled, Ange Postecoglou, Why I Hate That I Love the Tottenham Manager. It was early doors, it was over a year ago. It's when he was new at Tottenham, doing really well. But he was a breath of fresh air. Big Ange, it's just who we are, mate. He looks like, just some plumber who's come around to fix the boiler in this world of Galactico, egomaniacs, sort of eccentric and peculiar Premier League managers. And he was, he looks cool, it's fun, he looked like he could be pretty good as well. And as a Chelsea fan, obviously I felt uncomfortable with that. But a lot's changed since that, and he's gone a bit mental. Of course, they lost again to my mob Chelsea yesterday. 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. That's 4 games he's played against Chelsea and lost. But it doesn't tell the whole story, bro. They've been friggin' terrible, really. And I want to talk about him because he's gone from a breath of fresh air, the friendly gas boiler that you could have a pint with, to just this petulant, quite peculiar behaving man, yeah? And I want to get into it today, and really reflect on what they are, because it's a huge talking story. And I speak a lot about, Man City, Arsenal, Man United on this channel. And yeah, I feel like it's time to speak about Tottenham. So anyway, thanks for joining me here on Football Yannick. Daily uploads on this YouTube channel talking about the beautiful game. Or the talking points, whether that be transfers, match results, or whatever, just the big stories in football. I'll always thank you for joining me here and hanging out with me on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing, dropping a like, and I always look forward to your comments in the comment section. Guys, it's time of recording on the 4th of April 2025. Tottenham Hotspur are 14th in the Premier League table, level on points with 16th. So it's just goal difference keeping them up ahead of those men. They could easily, drop to 16th in this form, which obviously is mental for a club in Tottenham who have the best stadium in the Premier League, who as a club ran incredibly well from the business side in terms of revenue and yada yada yada, and amazing. Like I said, it's not just the stadium, the training complex, and they've got some decent players, but the Tottenham fans will tell you that they've not invested appropriately and well enough in the team. But I want to talk about the manager, because he popped up. Look, he did really well in Scotland for Celtic, known for playing high risk, high octane football. Could it work in the Prem? Of course, the Tottenham fans, their most beloved manager in recent memory is Mauricio Pochettino, yeah, who kind of did what almost Andoni Iraola is doing now at the same age. So a lot of people are linking Iraola to Tottenham because they're the same age. He's the same age as Pochettino was when he joined Spurs. He is doing well, playing attacking, impressive football on a South Coast Premier League team like Pochettino was, both Spaniards. So there's loads of parallels, and he's being lined up as the Postecoglou replacement potentially. But where did it all go wrong? Because he started so well. He win the first 10 games, was unbeaten in the first 10 games as Tottenham manager. He brought this really risky, high octane attacking Scottish Premier League football and, to the Prem, and it looked like it could work. Of course, the Tottenham fans who had endured the dark side of Nuno Espirito Santo, Jose Mourinho, and Antonio Conte, a lot of pragmatic football, obviously all great managers in their own right. And I did want to do a video, and I might still, ranking every Premier League manager this season and grading them, because, there's the likes of Nuno. Boy, howdy. My guy's doing good. So the Spurs fans were suffering, right, with the sort of real defensive, pragmatic football that, of course, didn't win them trophies. And at least before, Tottenham fans who, banter aside, are used to not winning trophies, really. That's, it's a dig, but it's not a dig. It is what it is. Tottenham fans aren't used to winning loads of trophies all the time. So, at least with Pochettino, who took them to a Champions League final, he played fun attacking football, and it was the good times for them. 2016 was probably peak recent Spurs. So, Ange comes along. He plays attacking football again. We've got our Tottenham back, was chanted. And he just seemed like a good, fun guy. Like he was bantering with Gary Neville and them, man, and it was just seemed like it was, it was fun again, and it was like, the Tottenham manager's likable, He's just chill, he's funny, makes you laugh, and the way his demeanour, he's like this sort of laissez-faire, like, yeah, whatever, we just sort of gonna try and have a crack, and I'm a regular guy, I'm just like you, mate, and it was just really nice, and I can't believe that guy is this guy, and he's just turned into like, and again, I wanted to talk about it because my most viewed video is the fact how I hate that I love the Tottenham manager, and boy, that couldn't be the furthest from the truth. This guy, right, I know they had injuries, but like Bournemouth had insane amounts of injuries and they played better than ever. Like he just blamed it. He's gone from just constantly staring at the ground, Postecoglou, when he's being spoken to, normal, expected post-match questions speak to him like he receives them as he's just been so like heavily insulted and can't believe that question's being asked. Do you know what I mean? Like yeah, and he's just turning into a petulant child. He was the oldest manager in the Premier League before David Moyes returned. So I wonder if Moyes is now the oldest. So Moyes is 61 years old, and Ange Postecoglou is, drumroll please, 59. Okay, so he's the second oldest manager in the Premier League, I think, as things stand. But, for a while he was the oldest, and this guy who's the oldest was behaving like a 13-year-old. Like he just doesn't want to talk about, he doesn't want to accept almost that he's doing a bad job and his team's underperforming. Like he's just always looking for an excuse. Like, and it's mad. I get it. Like he wants to assert himself as this football purist that hates VAR and the game's gone, mate, and we've been so unlucky and it's not the same game anymore, and I'm miserable and I'm nihilistic and I'm pessimistic, and just like Jesus, in terms of like your predecessors playing dour football, you're coming off real dour here, mate. Like for example, the game yesterday, Chelsea won 1-0, probably worth the win, played quite well, had a goal ruled off marginally offside. That was a close call, and Tottenham had a goal rightly ruled out because Sarr fouled Caicedo. It was very much a foul, and honestly, the studs on the side of the knee, it could have been a red card. Regardless, red card, yellow card, it's a foul, and therefore it's a foul in the build-up that cancels their goal. And he just basically focuses on how VAR took a long time to assess there was an issue, and therefore it's not clear and obvious. It is clear and obvious, mate. Like, look, you're a football fan. Like, it's an obviously it's a foul, so obviously it shouldn't be a goal. Like, that's not even up for dispute. Any Spurs fan will tell you that. Spurs fans will be like, well, shouldn't be a red card or whatever. But it's definitely, it's not too far away in terms of phase of play. It happens just before the goal. The goal shouldn't stand. It's real simple. The world of football agrees. But he can't just accept that. And he needs to play this victim card of, it took so long. Yes, the bad thing about that game was VAR took way too long. Maybe that instance took long because they were discussing should it be a red card or not. That wasn't communicated on the broadcast or whatever. But don't use that as an excuse, while you're staring at the floor, to just be like, yeah, it was a foul. It was a foul. It was a foul and the goal shouldn't have stood. But he can't, I don't get, what, how has he gone from this breath of fresh air, like everything's fun, to this just petulant kid? I mean, obviously he's struggling with losing. He's gone from Celtic being like king of the world, winning all these games in style, everyone loving him, to, like I said, they could be they level on points of 16th in the Premier League. Mental. Surely he can't last. He's going to go. I think it's pointless sacking him now. Give him, the Europa League run. I don't think they'll win it personally. I mean, they could. They got the quality to. But, I think Man United are more likely to. I think Athletic Club, Bilbao, or whatever, I think they're in it. There's some other couple of good teams. But, I don't know. They just look so easy to play against. They had, their near strongest 11 out. They look so easy to play against. He's going to be, for my money, just this anecdotal, fleeting couple of seasons in Tottenham's history where he probably should have been sacked sooner. But yeah, wow, what turnaround. I can't believe, like, just from the footballer side, the underperformance aside, my perception of this guy has radically changed so much. And I just felt like it was so, just watching him again yesterday and his reaction to that loss and how he's been all season. I thought, and loads of people talking about his demeanour and his responses. And I thought, it's funny how my most viewed video here is how I hate that I love the Tottenham manager. But I think many Spurs fans who probably were enjoyed, I think a few of them in the comments at the time enjoyed how I was honest and authentic about that, and there were happy Spurs fans with the appointment of Ange. But I think a lot of those guys, I assume, would feel differently now. But anyway, I wanted to react to it here. Keep it locked, guys. Thanks for watching my content as always. Keep it locked. Like and subscribe, and I hope to see you back here soon. Peace.